we can't be in a clean and ethical company unless you have a clean and ethical owner or founder or the man running the ship. And nobody that I've known, I'm 65 years old, I've met a lot of people all over the world, from rich to everything you could imagine in between. And I can name on one hand people that are anywhere at his level. He has the knowledge, he has the, what's needed to build something like this, and he has the heart. And the ethical part, I believe when it's all said and done, 5 years down the road, we might have a new definition of clean and ethical because it goes way beyond being honest. Um, he had said one time, it's kind of strange that building something the way it should be this hard. Well, the reason it is everything is built the opposite. I want to give you less and charge you more. I want to, once I get you in, I want to resell you, and this goes on and on and on for years. From, I know at least since online's been around, right? 1990, 1980s. And that's the part that always, there was always a hidden thing. Something was always hidden. And I remember working even alone. And then when I met Mike and Dan, everywhere we went, there was always that in our conversation, this would come up. You think everything's okay? Or we'd always double check what we're in. We would always question things. I never had to do that in this company. And anybody watching that, you'll know what I mean if you've been online more than a month. We've been in companies and wow, this looks too good to be true. And trust me, it was. We've been in companies that lied. We've been in companies trying to sell something that nobody wants. We've been in companies that weren't made to last. But when you talk clean and ethical, and I go do an analysis of Yemen, and to think if Ash didn't come along with this concept, they would never have a chance. There's thousands of years somebody could have did something, and when you look at it, and you see that they get the same commission as myself or Collins or anybody here. When you make $60 a month in a world that has about 460 trillion floating around, and you've got a handful of billionaires that have hundreds of billions, the money's there. Ash invented an AI rake, and he's going to take some of that wealth and distribute it to where it's really needed. $30 billion and you can end hunger. 30 billion. Some people could do that and not even realize they spend anything. It's really sad. It shouldn't be that way. I believe part of ethical is we were told from the very beginning, you are your brother and sister's keeper. You should be helping. If you can help, you should be helping. It's a commandment for the least of these. Take care of them. And that's not, love thy neighbors, not next door. It's not only that, your neighbors across oceans. The one thing about the internet is we took down all the walls and water and thousands of miles instantly. I could talk to anybody, anywhere in a second. They all want the best thing for them. I went to Russia. I was sent to Siberia to work, I actually was living an actual joke. So I got sent to Russia, and in my mind, now I went there in 2021, right before what happened in New York City. And all we ever heard is the evil empire. So in my mind, I got to be ready. I got to have my guard up. It's all I ever heard. It was fed into my head. I land there. We're driving down these beat up roads. And I went back to 1940s, without a doubt. Women were on the side of the street selling peanuts and sunflower seeds. The cattle was just walking around. There was not even any fences. They want to walk across the street. They do. And when I got there, the first thing I really noticed, obviously they didn't speak English, and definitely I didn't speak Russian, but the hospitality was amazing. They grabbed your coat and they're telling you to come here, come here. They want to feed you something all homemade. And I said, oh my God, somebody forgot to tell these people they're the evil empire. They don't even know it. That's how sad it is. And they made $100 a month. The people running the company were multimillionaires by far. And they treated the employees horrible and all that. And I thought, even back then, even before I got in, online marketing and all, I always wondered, it's got to be better. I mean, who am I to make a difference? But you keep pushing forward and you believe there's something better. And we came here to the most clean and ethical man I've met online by far. And it fell right into place for myself, Mike, and Dan, because this is what we were looking for the day I met Mike Ellis. Guarantee it. Now, did we know it then? No. We knew what bad was because we're swimming in it every day. We knew what wrong was. And then I got that evil, nasty comment. Marty, you could be a millionaire, but you got to stop caring about people too much. Oh, I thought then, what kind of freaking statement is that? And it was somebody that played the game with people. Oh, Julie, Freddie, you're doing such a good job. Keep it up. You're going to, and I'm thinking, you freaking liar. They have no chance of making it. Zero. None. What did Ash do? He's what you call a master distributor, which means he's in high demand all over the internet. If Ash said, I'm free, they would move him to the top, which is illegal most times, but they can do what they want. And he would say, I want to boom, and he would blow that company up. Now, a lot of them couldn't last because they weren't structured right. So they would fail and Ash would move somewhere else and rebrand again. He could do it. He hated it. Much bigger scale than me, Mike. I mean, me, Mike, and Dale. I'm not even comparing to that. But because he took that road and he had compassion, when he said to his wife, the only way this is going to work is if I do it myself. And oh my God, they knew it would be rough. And God knew he's the guy to do it. No doubt about it. But it was much rougher than he thought. There was much more corruption. Even internally, could you imagine being friends and taking care of people and looking them in the eye and treating them like a brother and sister, only to know that at night they're sharpening an axe or a knife? We don't know who it was or what it was, but it was bad. And what did he do? What would a normal person? He said in the live the other day, I had every right at that point. White flag. I'm done. I can't do anymore. We were beat down to the freaking ground. We were imploded. We imploded. We're dead. What did he do during that time? Now I guessed this. Like Mike said, I don't know why, but we were very good at thinking we knew what was going to happen. A lot of times we're really close. So it's like, wow, that's crazy. But I thought about a year and a half ago, Ash is working on something else. Because what I see, talking with Mike, talking with the OTRACKER pros, something doesn't make sense. Then I thought, how could he do that? He's working 20 hours a day now, 7 days a week, sacrificing his wife, his family, all the money. How could he possibly go and start working on something else? Because he's asked me to move forward and he's clean and ethical. And he made a promise. Wow, isn't that unique? He made a promise that he wants to keep. He was asked a week and a half ago, Some people here were in that meeting. They asked him, everybody says, are you ready? Are you ready, Ash? Are you ready for what's coming to you? First time in my life, Ash could not think of what to say. He was, and he kind of looked down. He blinked a couple times like a computer would do if you unplugged it and plug it back in. He was rebooting. The reason he thought that was he wasn't in the equation. It totally just blew him away. That's how you know he is what he is. And that's why all of us here, me and Chris, Mike, hundreds, thousands, a few thousand people push this so hard every day. You know why? Because the next time I meet somebody from Yemen, I want to know that they're starting to get commissions. Next time I meet somebody from Zimbabwe or India or any of the 50 some countries in Africa, I would love a year, 2 years, 3 years to meet someone and say, you know, I saw this through Collins Manna or Vincent in Africa. They shared it with me. They even give me they give me the conferencing. They paid for the beginning. And all they asked me to do is shout it from the rooftops. That's all they asked me to do. And we are going to paint the world a different color. Could Ash be one of the richest men in the world if he did it the other way? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But instead of him being worth $100 million or $500 million, 250 million of it, he's going to give it back. And that's a lot. That'll change the world. That'll change a lot of people's world. And that, to me, clean and ethical is the poster child for what this is all about. And if you're watching this from the outside and you're going, well, I just don't know. Hey, do yourself a favor. You don't know who I am. I could be lying my behind off. But don't be foolish enough not to come in and look at it for yourself. Because nobody's going to pressure you. I don't need to pressure you on good. I don't need to sell you on anything. Somebody said, well, how are you going to compete with the 5 big boys in video conferencing platform? Oh, I don't know. Maybe we have a higher technology. We have more functions. We're 20, 30, 40% cheaper. And if you share it with anybody in your family or friend, they'll pay you a commission. How good of a salesperson do I need to be to do that? You know how many people we could bring in and OCONNECT, I mean the conferencing platform, whatever it's called, without marketing? 10,000. Directly and indirectly. Why? You can't go to a conference platform by yourself. Somebody's coming to see you on the other side of that screen. And everybody I know are nosy, nosy, nosy. They're going to look at the buttons at the bottom. Hey, what's this? What's that? What's this? You give them co-host and set them free. They go, you know, I got Zoom and I pay this and this, or I got this and I got, yeah. What is this? Oh, this small one, 500 people, blah, 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 blah. What's the price? Boom. You got to be kidding me. Can I get it? I didn't sell anything. Open the door, build it, and they will come. Just like Field of Dreams. Build it, and they will come. By the carloads, by thousands and hundreds of thousands. That's why during this journey, learn what you can, be what you can. I remember a time, I think me and Mike were already together, and somebody asked us, he wasn't a marketer, I hate saying that. He was online wanting to be a marketer, so he's losing money. He said, you know what I hate? Well, I think he said it to Mike, if I remember right. What I hate is when people ask you, how much are you making? What do you do when they say that? I said, nobody asked me that. Ever. I don't understand why. Because it's my conversation. You talk where you're going, not where you are. Don't talk temporary. Temporary, I'm in a bad spot. I'm talking like I'm successful. I walk like I'm successful. I am successful. And the person talking to you, they believe you are too. And you never ask a rich man how much money he's got, whether it's rich in giving or rich in money, whatever it is. You never ask that question ever. They're asking because you walked in with your tail between your legs, your head is down instead of looking up, and you're saying words. Well, I think, and I hope, you're telling everybody, attack me, please. So in this company, I've been that way for 6 years. Well, I've been that way before here. But this makes me walk taller, more confident, more whatever. And I see it on everybody here. Everybody here, I've seen a different person because you're starting to know the journey is preparing us for where we're going. It's the most valuable thing we could have done. If anything happened sooner, what would have happened? And if the bad didn't happen, what would we do with unethical, some people, when we're worth $50 billion? Perfect. And if Ash can make that statement, I'm glad it happened, and we all know he's from a different planet, we could at least follow. So that's all I have.